Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MTG Traders. My name is Taryn, and this is June 20th for Hour of Devastation spoilers. Phew, we finally caught up from yesterday. So this video will be the cards spoiled just today. So let's get through the list. Let's hit commons and uncommons first. And today there is only one uncommon, but it's a doozy. Crook of Condemnation is 2 colorless for an artifact. Pay 1 colorless. Tap it. Exile target card from a graveyard. Pay 1 colorless and exile Crook of Condemnation. Exile all cards from all graveyards. Holy cow. Dredge players, did you feel that twinge up your spine? Because this card is coming for you. The recurring portion of this effect is what makes it amazing. Of course, removing a full graveyard is nice too, but the spot removal is what makes it so great. Delirium players, beware. Embalm players, look out. Oketra's Last Mercy is 1 colorless and 2 white mana for a sorcery. Your life total becomes equal to your starting life total. Lands you control don't untap during their next untap step. This is quite good for players who need to last an extra turn while in game, especially combo-prone players. Your life total isn't usually relevant until it is, meaning that the number on your life isn't that big of a deal until you're about to die. So this card actually feels like the perfect life gain card. 3 mana to go from 4 life to 20 is great, and the drawback isn't that big, because if all you need is 1 extra turn to come out on top, then this doesn't matter. In draft and sealed play, this will be pretty good because you trade blows, so the tempo is way more important. For standard, I'm not so sure. You tell me, do you think this will see play in standard? Besides of a random combo deck, I'm not so sure. Moving on, we have Mirage Mirror for 3 colorless for an artifact. Pay 2 colorless mana. Mirage Mirror becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, or enchantment, or land until end of turn. Okay, this card just like screams break me. I can see a situation where this card copies a permanent that creates a loop. Nothing is coming to mind at the moment, but the obvious target for me for this kind of card is copying a zombie lord or a cat lord in order to pump your board overall. For formats, this is a fantastic EDH card, and might see standard play. I'm just unsure where we're at the moment. In sealed though, for 5 mana you can copy your opponent's bomb, and I like that. Ramanep Hydra is 3 colorless and 1 green mana for a 3/3 Snake Hydra. It has Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. Ramanep Hydra also gets +1/+1 as long as you control a desert. Ramanep Hydra also gets +1/+1 as long as you have a desert card in your graveyard. Wow! So a potential 5/5 Vigilance, Reach, Trample creature on a possible turn 3 with ramp. Disgusting. You know there's a player out there wanting to make a desert deck for real now. Just ridiculous, guys. This guy is incredible. Terrific draft and sealed bomb, and is likely standard playable in a desert deck. This just slithered into my green mana heart. Scavenger Grounds is a land desert that you can tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. You can also pay 2 colorless mana and tap, sacrifice a desert, exile all cards from all graveyards. The graveyard hate in this set is so real. Note that it says sacrifice a desert, not itself, meaning this can be a recurring ability. For draft and sealed, it'll come in handy against the Eternalized decks and other desert decks. For standard, I'm unsure of the playability here. Sacrificing a land for this is quite a drawback. I tend to like Crook of Condemnation here instead of this card. Time will tell though. Oh wow, another hate card? Solemnity is 2 colorless and 1 white mana for an enchantment. Players can't get counters. Counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands? Holy cow. What a hate card. This is insane. Not only does it hit -1/-1 counters, +1/+1 counters, but it also hits energy counters as well. Sadly, or fortunately I guess, it doesn't hit Planeswalker loyalty counters. This card will be least powerful in draft and sealed, but in standard, modern, and EDH, this card will be the ultimate hate card. There's also a combo idea of this card and Phyrexian Unlife going around that's basically making you immortal. Just incredible. This is a card that will shake up a format. Sideboard this for days, never look back. Fraying Sanity is 2 colorless and 1 blue mana for an enchantment or a curse. At the beginning of each end step, enchanted player puts X cards from the top of his or her library into their graveyard, where X is the number of cards that went into their graveyard from anywhere this turn. Talk about a casual format card. I really like this card, and I hope someone builds a mill deck around it in standard. It just feels very doable now. Basically, if you're a mill deck, they lose twice as many cards as they would normally, making your mill deck clock that much faster. This also means that if they cast a spell and it resolves and goes to the graveyard, they have to mill 1. I really like this idea. In draft and sealed, it's terrible though, and you'll feel bad for playing it. But standard, there may be a kitchen table deck somewhere that'll like this a lot. And I know that EDH players will have a ton of fun breaking this effect. Swarm Intelligence is 6 colorless mana and 1 blue mana for an enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Well, it's a one-sided hive mind? and that seems perfectly fine to me. EDH players will love it, definitely, but I don't see anyone using this in draft or sealed or standard. Play it at your own risk there. But for now though, we can just look at the nice art and appreciate it. Okay, rares are done, moving on to mythics. The Locust God is 4 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 red mana for a 4/4 legendary creature god. It has flying, and whenever you draw a card, create a 1/1 blue and red insect creature token with flying. And haste. You may pay 2 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 red mana. Draw a card, then discard a card. When the Locust God dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Again, these gods are breaking all the rules. I like this guy. I think there is a blue-red control deck that'll try and incorporate him somewhere. But I do think, however, he's a bit slow to get started and small in body, so it may not be a perfect fit. I do think having another tax-free EDH commander is great though. Hour of Devastation gods feel a lot closer to the Theros gods, and I'm not sure I'm okay with that. In draft and sealed, he's a great bomb, but in standard, I'm not so sure. There probably isn't a deck for him, but people will definitely try. We'll have to wait and see for sure. But I'm sure EDH players have already started swarming around this guy, and that's awesome. And finally for today, we have Neheb the Eternal for 3 colorless and 2 red mana for a 4/6 legendary creature zombie minotaur warrior. It's a lot right there. He has a flick 3, and at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, add 1 red mana to your mana pool for each 1 life your opponent has lost this turn. This card is insane. In a heavy-hitting red deck, this card could possibly be a free play. The scariest thing to me is a turn 5 attack from a Blood Rage Brawler, and him coming down, then giving you 4 mana back to pay for more spells. It's free mana, people. This is red ramp, and I love it. Draft and sealed playable bomb, of course, and standard will definitely find a place for this due to its unique casting ability. And once it hits the field, you'll be wanting to hit at your opponent's face for extra value. Also, if he gets blocked, he still gives 3 red mana since he has a flick 3. This is just insane, guys. EDH players will love this, and I can't wait to brew with the card myself. And that is it for today's spoilers, guys. I may have missed 1 or 2 in between recording this and posting it, but I'll be sure to cover them tomorrow. Let me know what cards today that were spoiled that you were excited for the most. I love Solemnity and Neheb the Eternal. Just absolute lockdown and incredible aggression. Hour of Devastation is shaping up to be a bit higher in power level than Amonkhet, and I can't wait to draft it. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to MTG Traders for more content in the future. I'll see you guys tomorrow.